It's a crowded, sweltering street in Brazil, sometime circa 1993. You find yourself packed into a tiny studio apartment as the evening comes on. The heat is unbearable. You can't take it, even though it's been like this for days. Just have to bear it as per usual, you think. Maybe the radio will help distract from said heat. So you reach over to your bedside and click on the dial, and the sound that follows is this. That's it. That's what you needed to get through the night. And hey, you thought, there's bound to be more sweltering nights ahead. Wouldn't be such a bad idea to tape this off the radio and keep it for when you need to calm down at night. You smile as you drift off to sleep. Dang, what a song. Fond My Mind has been a piece of lostwave that has fascinated the lost media community for years now. In fact, its popularity has led it to be labeled by some as the most mysterious song in Brazil. And like many cases of lost media, its history traces across the expanse of the internet over the course of many years. So let's begin this story at the beginning. Now, we can't talk about Fond My Mind's popularity without talking about the OG of lost wave music that I myself made a video about, the most mysterious song on the internet, or Like the Wind. It is undoubtedly true that to this day, Like the Wind is the most famous lost wave song in the history of lost wave, being covered everywhere from German TV to Rolling Stone magazine. And it was its singular popularity that really kickstarted the lost wave community as we know it in 2019. And from this newfound community, a surge of popularity led people back through various forums and websites searching for the next new biggest piece of lost media, and this search led people directly into the path of Fond My Mind. The search for Fond My Mind initially began in the newly created r/lostwave subreddit on December 3rd, 2019 at 7:17 a.m. A user by the name of Nono Seacrest made a post intimating that since the popularity of Like the Wind in the mainstream, he had searched back through the spiritofradio.ca website where Lydia had initially posted her clip of the most mysterious song for the first time in 2007. And on said website, he had found a post by a person named Peter in 2014 who had uploaded a 30-second clip of a dark freestyle song, which at this point Nono Seacrest had titled, quote, Nowhere to Run. Now, in Peter's original post that Nono Seacrest had referenced, he had also mentioned a prospective possible candidate for Nowhere to Run, that being Canadian band Red Sector 1. Side note, what is it with Canadian bands and the term Red Sector 1? Anyways, I digress. Now, while this initial r/lostwave post had raised some interest in the song, it was the reaction by Redditors that propelled its search to a level nearing Like the Wind. During this mad search through the internet to find more info about Nono Seacrest's dark freestyle song, one Redditor figured out that in fact, Peter was not the first person to post a 30-second audio clip of this song to the internet. In fact, a post on another infamous lostwave website, whatsthatsong.com, was made a year prior to Peter's post in 2013 by a user named Koi that contained similar audio. Once this was found, and seeing as Koi appeared to be the first person to post the song to the internet anywhere, Redditors went nuts and were able to track down his Last.fm account of all things and get in contact. Koi, revealed to be named Gabor, then joined the Fond My Mind Discord server, which since that time has served as a general lost wave discussion and cataloging hub. Anyway, on the Discord server, he stated, quote, Thanks for your message. Yes, I'm the same person who posted that song on What's That Song many years ago. I'm happy to know that there are still people interested in it, but unfortunately, I still have no further information about this song. I recorded this song somewhere around 1991 or 1992 on a cassette tape. About 10 years ago, I converted all my old cassette tapes to MP3, and that's when I decided to try and identify this song, but I have not succeeded yet. Best regards, Gabor. Now, Koi, or Gabor, then goes on to say he believes the song was taped off Radio Transamerica, a popular radio station in Brazil, before following up a few months later, saying he actually thinks it was a radio station called Radio Cidade, which was key info the community needed. But more important than anything else, within the Fond My Mind Discord server, for the first time, Koi, or Gabor, posted a full audio clip of the song, which was then promptly uploaded to YouTube, further fueling the search. All this this excitement led to none other than Justin Whang deciding to cover the story of Fawn My Mind on his channel, which then added additional rocket fuel needed to explode the interest in the search. Since Justin Whang's initial video in 2021, multiple Lostwave heads have remastered, re-EQ'd, and written out lyric sheets to Fawn My Mind to the best of their ability. However, nearly 5 years later, we still don't have a solid lead on who might have been behind this hypnotic song. Various leads have been suggested over the years within the Fawn My Mind Discord server, but sadly none have been able to stick in any substantial way. And as of now, that is the story of Fawn My Mind, which to this day remains the most mysterious song in Brazil.
Johnny in the middle of the park, waiting for tomorrow. Hasn't got a penny or...
Ah, Italy, the land of romance, fine cuisine, and of course, music, among other things.
紹介しよう。ジョルノ・ジョバーナだ。
And while of course Italy is home to many musical legends, it is also home to one of the most mysterious songs on the internet. It all began on a beautiful spring Italian day. May 6, 1983 was as gorgeous as any other on the Mediterranean coastline, and, as you do, there were numerous boating events taking place all around coastal Italy. Unsurprisingly, quite a few news stations decided to cover a few of these boating events, one of note being the Rai Sports 2 news channel. After the rather dashing newscaster presented the event, we then got some footage of boat racing from the day, and it was accompanied
with a song.
And that was that. I'm sure the Italian citizens on that day didn't think much of the song playing in the background at all. 37 years passed. On August 12th, 2020, a user posted on the now infamous What's That Song a link to a Daily Motion clip that amazingly was a broadcast from this previously aforementioned spring day. Now, I don't know about you all, but I would consider myself somewhat of a yacht rock aficionado, so upon hearing Johnny, I thought, oh, it must be Pablo Cruz or Firefall or Player or Steely Dan or Bobby Caldwell, etc. And despite its status as a lost song, as I did learn about it from the r/lostwave subreddit, I assumed that perhaps the issue at hand here was that most people were just not familiar with the genre of yacht rock in general, but it turns out, if the Lostwave community marks a song as lost, that's most likely because it really is. As I tried to search out the author for Johnny in the Middle of the Park, I repeatedly ran into brick wall after brick wall after brick wall, to my astonishment. So when I found myself at a total loss, I realized it would be best to attempt to work backwards from what we know. First, we know this piece of music appeared in an Italian news program. However, the song was sung in English. So I reasoned the best thing to do would be to look up and see if there were any relatively well-known American musical expatriates living in Italy circa 1983. And while I did come across some interesting artists and stories of working musicians in Italy, no one fit the description I needed. As a last-ditch effort, I decided to check out the Fawn My Mind Discord server, and wouldn't you know it, a relatively strong lead had just emerged within the last month. One user on Discord noted that a semi-famous, semi-pro singer named Massimo Vita had an incredibly close vocal tone to our singer in Johnny the Grass is Green.
Johnny in the middle of the park, waiting for tomorrow. Lascia che sia io parlar per te. Lascia che gli spieghi che è successo.
At the current moment, Lostwave enthusiasts are still waiting to hear back from Massimo, and it may turn out that he is not, in fact, the singer. But hopefully soon, the mystery of Johnny in the Middle of the Park can be solved. This next story is yet again one of an incredible piece of music that slipped through the cracks and, thanks to the tenacity of the Lostwave community, was given new life. It all started on July 27, 2020, when a user named Ilya ZX posted on the, yes again, infamous website, do I even need to name it? Ilya claimed that he had recorded the song sometime during childhood in the 90s and was having an impossible time finding the artist behind the song. Users of What's That Song were also similarly stumped. Like a lot of Lostwave music, it had that intangible quality that made it sound as familiar as any of the big hits of the day, yet the cognitive dissonance coincidence of it being a totally unidentifiable song predictably sent the internet into a frenzy. Now, unlike the searches for a lot of lost media, the search for the song now known as I'm Yours was not exactly linear. We can see here, a few months after Ilya posted this sample, a user by the name of Future Outro asked for a full sample of the entire song to further aid in the search, but then after that, the search more or less went dead for 2 years, until on September 9th, 2022, a new user on What's That Song restarted the search by commenting on Ilya's post, re-asking the same question that Future Outro did, if Ilya did in fact have a longer version of the sample he posted on What's That Song. This time, however, for some reason, Ilya decided to reply and said he did in fact have a longer sample of I'm Yours, and linked everyone to a video he had uploaded 6 years prior in 2016 with the same call for song ID, this time just on YouTube. This new piece of info supercharged the search. Small clips of both the 30-second What's That Song sample and Ilya's full radio recording proliferated throughout YouTube. And that's where the search stayed for about 6 to 8 months, when all of a sudden the song was found. Yes, I know, most of these videos on this channel that we've done end with me declaring that the search is ongoing, there are no solid leads, people are looking into one specific person, but this time, that is just not the case. On May 24th, 2023, the user Zero on What's That Song suddenly marked that I'm Yours was found, and it was in fact the song Is This Love Compusex by Swedish dance pop duo Dain. And the crazy thing is, Dain are not exactly an unknown indie group whose demo just got popular due to crazy happenstance. They were in fact signed to a Swedish label, have their own Wikipedia page, charted a few singles on the UK dance charts, and this particular song, Is This Love, was written by none other than Dennis Pop, who, if you don't know, was Max Martin's mentor, i.e. the guy who's written every hit song in the last 20 years. And aside from Max Martin, Dennis Pop himself had a huge hand in writing now iconic songs like Backstreet Boys' Everybody Backstreet's Back, to name just one example. All this to say, the search for Is This Love is an exemplary case of how lost media searches can lead to finding some truly hidden gems, and not like hidden gems where your friend tells you to check out some obscure album track by The Cure, but like the kind of hidden gems that it takes years to find, as was the case here. And those, my friends, are some of the most legendary pieces of lost wave music currently out there on the internet. If you saw my last video, you know where we're going with this. Over the next few weeks, I will be dropping remakes, covers, and recreations of these songs in a mad dash effort to increase visibility and hopefully solve the mystery of who their true authors are. And in the case of Is This Love, it's just a song that deserves more recognition in my opinion. So I might be gone for a bit longer than usual as I work to track, mix, and master these tracks for the release of Lost Wave Volume 1. And in that spirit, if you want to contribute to my Patreon to make this happen, as always, that would be much appreciated. Alright, the next time I see you guys, Lost Wave Volume 1 will be out, and I have no idea what it's going to look like, but strap in because here we go. See you soon. Peace.